Hey everyone, and welcome back to Divine Beauty Tarot. So for today's video, we are going to dive in and see what the new moon in Leo has in store for you this next year. So I'm really excited because one of the things that I've kind of learned about with the new moon in Leo is that this is a really great time to work on your manifestation, to set your intentions. So if you are really trying to focus on like that next step or the next steps that you're wanting to take, to further yourself or to manifest into your life, then this is going to be that time to do it. So I want to see how the new moon in Leo's energy affects us all as a collective. And I figured we would do this within a pick a card today so we can see, just maybe get a little bit more specific information as to what the new moon in Leo is bringing you this next year. So we have 3 piles in which you can select from today. We have pile number 1 with the moth spirit. We have pile number 2 with the squirrel, and pile number 3 with the cow. So if you need to, go ahead and pause the video to meditate on which pile you are feeling most drawn to. As always, I will have the timestamps listed below in the description box. So once you have made your selection, you can go ahead and fast forward to your reading. Now, I don't know if you guys can see from this angle or not, but these piles are pretty thick. So I did try to get as much information as I could for you guys with this. And I actually will be pulling some extra cards with my Sea Melodies Oracle. So I just have to keep this off to the side so I remember to do that. But I do want to pull some extra additional messages on camera for you guys as well. So that will be at the end of each pile. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. Okay. So once you've made your selection, go ahead and hit your timestamp, and I will see you guys in a minute. Hi, group 1. So if you selected the Moth Spirit Oracle card, then this is going to be your reading. So I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards. We're going to go ahead and go through your Oracle cards once we are done with your tarot. But I wanted to make sure that we could hopefully see everything in frame, as there's going to be a lot of cards. So I will be probably pushing these up a little bit further as we go on. So just wanted to put that out there real quickly. Okay, so we are going to start here. So with your tarot cards, you guys have the Strength card, we have the Sun card, and we also have the Moon in reversed, and we have the Tower in reverse. So you guys have a lot. Basically, all of these are the Major Arcana cards. So this is going to be a very powerful year for you guys, group 1. Very, very powerful. The Major Arcana cards typically deal with us directly. It's like a direct impact on us. Not saying that the Minor Arcana cards don't, but with the Major Arcana cards, it's like this means business kind of a thing. And so it's very interesting because as you guys can see visually, we have these 2 cards in the upright position and we have these 2 in the reverse position. Now, what's interesting with this is that this is really dealing with our inner strength when the Strength card shows up. So this is kind of like how we process things, how we deal with obstacles that come before us, things like that. And this is kind of testing that inner strength that we have. But the nice thing that I see with this, with the Sun card, is showing that things are going to be fine. You're going to overcome this. And what's interesting is if you did select this card or this pile in particular because of this card, I don't know if you guys saw the message down here, but the message here for the Moth Spirit is surrender now. Okay, now with that card in particular, that message, it's basically like surrendering to the unknown or surrendering to just whatever it is and trusting that things will work themselves out. And that's what I really see here with the Strength card and the Sun, showing that you are just kind of surrendering, like letting it go and trusting that, you know what, I trust in myself. I trust that I'm going to be able to overcome this somehow, some way. It's going to happen. And it's very fitting because with the Tower here in reverse, the Tower typically is very sudden change. This is something that happens relatively quick, sometimes just without any warning, just quick as lightning, it can happen. Something that can kind of shake us to our core even. And oftentimes people get really scared when they see the Tower because they think, oh, this is like a negative thing. And I'm not going to lie, it very well can have negative connotations, but in reality, sometimes these changes are actually for the better. And that's ultimately what the Tower represents. Now, when we have it here in reverse, this is like you dodging that bullet, so to speak. It's like when you have this here pulled up in reverse in your reading, this is basically like you avoiding any sort of catastrophic cataclysmic, outcome because you chose to just let go. You chose to just kind of surrender and trust that things will work themselves out instead of just kind of getting yourself riled up or freaking out or thinking that, worst case scenario or something. Because that's basically what this moon in reverse indicates. When this is in reverse, this is kind of like really picking up on like this sense of just confusion, feeling like you can't quite make sense of your intuition or your feelings, because things are so heightened. And I don't really quite know just yet what this situation is. I'm hoping that once we kind of go through the rest of the oracle cards, that'll kind of give us a better indication here. But what I see overall though here with this is that you avoided something that could have gone way worse than what it actually was. Maybe you saw the signs beforehand, or you just realized, you know what, I'm just not even going to put any more of my energy into this situation. And that's how you were able to kind of like surrender, to kind of give yourself that inner strength that you needed to maybe walk away from the situation. But I see like this, victory here, this sense of overcoming with the Sun card here and the strength. Like this is ultimately where I see you guys are ending up, what this new moon energy is giving you. And it's so fitting because the Leo, new moon in Leo, and then this is obviously the strength card. That's what this is, a card that represents Leo energy. So it's very, very fitting that we have both of these cards very strongly depicted here, because it's very much highlighting that Leo energy in overcoming this. And like, no, I'm not going to let this keep me down or hold me down. Like whatever the situation was that I was able to avoid, I'm glad I did. And that's kind of what I'm really, picking up on here. The moon energy, again, just kind of deals with our emotions, or just kind of like our subconscious, our intuition, like how maybe we might be second guessing ourselves at times, especially when something, maybe so big in our lives, whether this is like a relationship or just something to deal with you like on a personal level. I can see that second guessing. I can see that sense of feeling like, did I make the right choice? That kind of a thing. So it's very, it's funny. It seems very black and white. It's kind of like what I get here with like this. You avoided this. You're going to have a little bit of maybe just, like I said, that second guessing, but you are coming out on top with this. And it's because you've allowed yourself to surrender to this situation. Like, I'm just not even going to put any more energy into this. This is no longer going to define you. This is no longer going to hold space in my mind, in my heart. Like, I'm done. That's what I see here with this situation. So it's very, very interesting. So I want to get a little bit more indication here just so we can kind of see maybe a little bit more as to what this is, what you avoided. Okay. But so we're basically taking a look to see what else the new moon in Leo is bringing to you guys. So we have joy. As I do will, so mote it be, let joy and light radiate from me. So yeah, very fitting, like that sun card there. I love that. So there's definitely a lot of happiness here to be said. So this new moon energy is bringing you this, I think, just peace, this happiness. Like, I'm not sad anymore. I'm not, this isn't going to have any negative connotation anymore, or hold up any more negative space in my heart, my mind. Like, I'm going to choose to be happy. Like, that's what I see here, is the choice to be happy. We have true love come to me. Okay. True love shall come to me, as I do will, so mote it be. Ooh, I love that. So this could be indicating, yeah, possible new love this year. So maybe this was a heartbreak situation, or like an ending of a possible relationship that you just saw a bunch of red flags and you're like, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to go down that road. I'm not going to deal with it. And you ended it before it got worse, before you invested more time into it. So that could definitely be a possibility here, in showing that you are going to be happier because of it. Something better is going to come into your life within this year. So I love that. That is definitely a nice possibility here. And then we have sensuality. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Okay, so getting back in touch with you and your sensuality. What makes you feel good. I love this. So that definitely lots of positivity here. Okay. Now let's take a look here. We have, these are your astrological oracle cards. We have the second house, assets, the material world, possessions, finance, talent, values, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, and aesthetics. Okay. So second house could be playing an impact for this year, as well as Pluto, transformation, renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, and extremes. Okay, so those are all the things that correlate with Pluto in the sign of transformation. And that's basically what Pluto is. Pluto is all about changes, all about, letting go of the old or the, the past and transforming into something better, like a better version of yourself. And that's really what I see here. Yeah, we've got so much emphasis on just kind of cutting ties with this situation, letting go of what no longer serves you and moving forward. Okay. And then we have Uranus, revolution, breakthroughs, brainstorming, originality, insight, awakening, technology, innovation, humanitarianism, reform, surprise, freedom, experimentation, the unexpected, rupture, edge, diversity, and lightning. So that's interesting that we have lightning here, because like I mentioned earlier, we have another vision of lightning here with the tower. So this happening very quickly. So this revolution, this change, this transformation could be something that happens more quickly, maybe than you anticipate. So that will be really interesting to see how that plays out over this year for you guys. All right, so let's see what else we have. So we have forgiveness. Ooh, okay. We have spirit guide. We have passion. Yes. Ooh, that goes great with that true love there. Or new person coming in. Oh, and we have freedom. Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's take a look at these 4 cards for you guys real quick, because I'm really feeling some of these. Okay, so let's start here with forgiveness. So this is interesting because this could be not only forgiving this person, this other person in this situation, but this could also be just forgiving yourself, especially when you come to a realization that somebody, whether it's a friend, partner, somebody in your life that you just need to sever ties from, sometimes it can be really hard to forgive. Obviously, depending on the situation and the severity of the pain or the hurt, right? So in most cases, what I always like to suggest, especially whenever I see any type of like forgiveness card pop up, and if I know maybe you're just not ready necessarily to forgive the other person, think about forgiving yourself. In any type of resentment maybe that you've held on, like why did I hold out so long, or why did I stay for as long as I did, all those what if questions that you ponder about yourself. This is the time to really forgive the choices that you made and realize that this was part of your path. This was just part of the journey. This wasn't the end destination. Did you make mistakes along the way? Of course, we're human. That's what we all do. But we need to learn to forgive ourselves in those moments, in those weak moments sometimes, and know that, you know what, in this case, especially for you guys, you dodged a bullet here. Like, this could have been way worse, but because you were more aware of the situation and you saw maybe the red flags, or you saw the things that were just like, I don't know about this, you listened to your gut. Even though there might have been moments of just hesitation or just maybe second guessing, again, you're human. But I think you have to remember that at the end of the day, you have to learn to forgive yourself in order to move on, okay? And trust that you are stronger than maybe you give yourself credit for, okay? Now, with that comes freedom. And I love this for you guys because, yes, I think this situation, whatever this was, this toxic situation, you felt confined. You felt like you couldn't escape from this, or feeling like, if I walk away, what is that going to mean? And honestly, this is now you reclaiming your sense of freedom. You are reclaiming who you once were. That's where your strength gets pulled from. This is where you start to feel happier, you start to feel lighter, because this no longer is something that has caged you or made you feel, like I said, stuck, or that you couldn't escape from. This is now your time to be able to move forward. And clearly, with the fact that we've got so much emphasis on happiness, and possible for many of you, I think, I said some, but for many of you guys, I feel like this is definitely something to consider here, especially with the passion and somebody coming in. I think this is going to show why you made this choice to begin with. This was for the better, and you knew that. You knew intuitively this was not right. Something about this situation was not right. And you're going to see that that's what this energy is bringing into you guys, is that this possibility of something better, something more passionate, something more sensual, where you feel more like you. And I love that. Now, the next one that we have is spirit guides. So whenever this card pops up, I think of your spirit guides really wanting to convey to you or talk to you and letting you know that, hey, I'm here. I'm here for you, and I'm helping you. I'm guiding you. I'm trying to give you these warning signs or these red flags. So pay attention when you can. If you start to see any synchronicities or anything in your dreams in particular, pay attention to that, because that could very well be your spirit guides trying to communicate with you and letting you know, like, hey, we see what's going on. We hear you. We see your pain, and we're trying to help you get out of that. And I think when this, like I said, when this pops up, this is really their way of just confirming to you that they are trying to communicate to you and help guide you. Okay. So I love that. All right, let's see what else we have. So our next card, we have new beginnings. Absolutely. Yes. I see this, I just think the Sun card right off the bat. This is all about a new, fresh start, new beginning. Love that. Next one that we have is release. So yeah, a lot about letting go, a lot about just like releasing that sense of freedom. Yeah, we have a lot of just, this is meant to happen. You're meant to let something go this year. Like, that's what this energy is helping you do. It's helping you surrender and let go. And then we have openness. Yeah, being open. So no longer feeling caged or confined. This is you now being more open and free to new possibilities, to some happiness, genuine happiness. That's what I love about this. This is really about just surrendering to, spirit, surrendering any hesitation or just doubt, self-doubt, and trusting that you are stronger than you realize, group one. Like, you guys have the capability of overcoming the situation. I mean, this just right away shows that you saw this and you listened to your instinct and you made the conscious decision for yourself. So this energy from the, Leo, the new moon in Leo, that's what this is trying to help you with. That's what this is trying to empower you with, the capability of being able to do this. So I love that. All right, so your next message we have is stay optimistic. Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit right before the miracle occurs, okay? So definitely stay optimistic, okay? This might be a little bit of a challenging time to be optimistic, especially if you're kind of dealing with a little bit of self-doubt or hesitation with that moon in reverse. But remember, try to stay positive. Look at the possibilities of why you chose to do this to begin with. There was a reason. What does your life look like a year from now? How do you envision yourself being happy? Those are the things that we want to focus on, especially, with this new moon energy. And when we're working on our manifestation, this is how we want to get to that end game. That end point is being optimistic and seeing ourselves in a way that we ultimately hope we get to live our lives. So if you see yourself in a healthy relationship, you see yourself at a job that you make really good money at, or that you're happy going to work every day, or, whatever it may be, I'm just throwing out examples. But whatever you envision yourself being like a year from now, that's how you start working on that manifestation. Okay. So try to envision that and helping and staying optimistic with that. Okay. And then we have positive energy. So very much hand in hand here. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. Okay. I feel like that honestly is going to be really easy for you guys because we've got so much emphasis here on just being happy. Like I don't really see anything that's really going to, hinder you guys or dampen anything. I just don't see that. So I honestly think that won't really be a huge issue for you guys, but still, if you need to hear it, definitely try to remain positive here. Okay. Now I do want to pull you guys an additional message. So we're going to see what the Sea Melody Oracle cards have to say for you guys before I let you go. Okay. So we've got a couple that keep just wanting to jump out. So we have take the helm, be in control of your own ship. Okay. So yeah, take charge. This is you just being strong and taking care of you. Okay. Take the lead here. You guys have what it takes. That's where that strength card is coming in. It's telling you that you can do this. Okay. Okay, we've got one other one. We have meditate. Make some quiet time in the still air. Okay, yeah, give yourself a minute. Take a breather. It's okay to just kind of meditate and contemplate on what you want, especially when you're going through a tough time, when you feel like you need to surrender. Sometimes it just helps with meditation. And then we have protection. Keep some aquamarine close. Mermaid's tears have been known to create these precious gems. So definitely keep yourself protected. And this has to do with like your feelings, okay? Because with this moon in reverse, that's the only thing that would just kind of make me worry for some of you if you're having a hard time contemplating or wondering if you've made the right choice, or if you feel like this situation was way more toxic than I'm picking up on. Definitely do what you need to help keep yourself protected. But honestly, what you're doing is for the better. So Group 1, that is all that I am seeing here. That was your reading. Please let me know if this resonated with you guys. I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and consider giving it a thumbs up and comment down below what resonated, what really kind of just hit home from you. I would love to hear from you guys. Yeah, I'm super excited. I wish you guys nothing but the best for this next year, and I will see you guys in my next one. Hi Group 2, so if you selected the Squirrel Spirit Oracle, then this is going to be your reading. I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards, and I figure we'll go ahead and go through your Oracle cards soon after. But I wanted to start here to just kind of see what the overall message was that the new moon in Leo is going to bring for you guys. So for your tarot cards today, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Hanged Man. So right off the bat with you guys, Group 2, one of the things that I kind of noticed here was that we definitely have a sense of kind of like starting anew almost. It's like you've reached a point here with the King of Pentacles where things just are kind of going relatively well. Probably you've got promoted. There's like I feel like finances, job, career-wise, things are going relatively well there. You could have just been at a point where your home life is going really well. You could have just bought a house. Like I just get this strong sense of just kind of being pretty secure in your current situation. And this could primarily deal with like financial or family life, either of the two, because that's primarily what the King of Pentacles or the Pentacles in general just typically deal with. And quite honestly, this really kind of just deals with that sense of abundance, like that fulfillment of, things are going well in your life, like your home life, your financial life. Like it's not a bad position. Now, I'm not saying, you're necessarily like struck gold here, but I feel like just for like where you ultimately see yourself or wanted to see yourself, you're at that point. So there is a sense of contentment when it comes to our finances or just home life, that sense of security. I feel like that's kind of like what you feel. You feel secure with where you're at right now, which is great. Now, what's interesting here with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles is that with the Page of Cups, this typically deals of like something new being brought to you, like new information or possibly like a new idea. Now, in the typical I would say just Page of Cups on its own. It can just be like a message of love or like something, someone new coming in. That is a possibility. But I feel like because of the cards that we have here, I feel like in particular, this is more just like talking about this new idea, or this need to kind of like start something new. And I say that because with the Knight of Pentacles, this is all about, I always hear the same phrase over and over, like, slow and steady wins the race. Like, it's like you have a goal in mind, or like you're really trying to attain a specific goal or reach it. And no matter how long it's going to take you, you're still focused and you're going to get there. And with the Hanged Man here, this is kind of like you're in between stages. It's like you're still trying to figure out or work out the details as to like what that is, or like what the next step is for you. But that's what I feel like here, is that this is you taking that next step, because even though one area of your life seems to be going really well and like you've got it locked down, like I'm good, now it's time to focus on something new, something different. And it's interesting because with your animal oracle card, it says believe in yourself. And this is what I feel like has to deal with your sense of creativity. In particular, especially because with the color yellow here, that was so prominent in all of the cards as well, that deals with our sense of creativity and optimism. And so I feel like now's the time where you can be a little bit more creative with your creative aspects. So if you have a specific talent or something that you're really wanting to hone in on or focus on, maybe as like a side gig, or, just something that you've always wanted to do but never had the opportunity to do, it's like now you're at the point where you can do that, but there might be that little bit of like, okay, how am I going to go about it, or what would be the next step? And that's where that Hanged Man energy kind of comes in. Okay. Now, I do want to take a look at the rest of your oracle cards so we can kind of see a little bit more and see if we can get a little bit more clarification on maybe this creative aspect that we have going on here. So let's see. For your first one, we have Harvest. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. Okay, yeah, so, I love this. So this could be something like just an idea that you've been putting out, or something that you have been working on, maybe behind the scenes of just, now it's like reaping the rewards of the hard work that you've put in. But I feel like, honestly, if I be honest, this kind of feels like that King of Pentacles energy with the harvesting, because this is where I'm seeing like you've worked so hard to get to this point with this King of Pentacles energy. This is why I feel like there's that sense of security, because you have this abundance already. You're already starting to collect that abundance because of all the hard work that you've put in. So I see that primarily with that, which is great. I mean, like I said, there is this strong sense of like, okay, things are going well. I want something. Now's the next step. The next step is something else here. I don't know what this is, but let's see. Okay, there, this is upside down. Oh, fertility. Okay, let's all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. Okay, so that's what this message could be. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, like I know typically this can be like more of like a message, but I wasn't quite feeling it because I wasn't quite sure with this, but this would make sense for some of you for sure. The news of maybe a pregnancy, if that's what you've been wanting to manifest, or that's what you've been ready to take the next step, especially if family life is going really well. You've established yourself. Now you're ready to start a family. This can definitely be that next step. So I love that. Okay. Very exciting. Now, but those of you who aren't necessarily wanting kids right now, or that's not anywhere on your agenda, definitely take that as more of just like fertility being like you starting your new ideas, or just kind of things starting to pick up. It doesn't necessarily have to mean actual, babies or anything like that. This can be just like the start of new ideas or new ventures. Just think of it as like new beginnings overall. Okay. Now let's see what else we have for your astrological messages. We have first house, self, Physical body, outlook, self-image, life philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self-awareness, arrival, expression, gateway, and entry point. Ooh, I love this. So this has to deal with ourselves. We have the 9th house, seeking, foreign travel, adventure, higher education, customs, faith, beliefs, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, and risk-taking. So yeah, this could even be just you, yes, doing a little bit of self-discovery here. Like I said, like maybe it's something that has to deal with just something you've been wanting to maybe dive into a little bit more. The schooling, that was something I was kind of picking up more with the Page of Cups, correlating with that Knight of Pentacles here. Like this is taking like another step in a different direction. Now that one area of your life is going relatively well, you feel pretty solid and secure here. Now it's time to look elsewhere, you know, in another part of your life that you're really wanting to maybe hone in on, or just, you know, maybe get more answers, you know? I don't know. I feel like there is the sense of you here, like you're seeking something. And then we have the North Node, destiny, soul school, learning curve, fulfillment, purpose, maturing, experience, fruition, North Star, process, development, practice, path, beacon, blossoming, becoming, integrity, and journey. Okay, yeah, so starting a new journey. That's something that I picked up with that, yeah, with that Knight of Pentacles. So let's see what else you guys have. We have wisdom. We have going forward. Okay. And we have power. Ooh, I just heard like knowledge is power. Yeah, so I definitely see here for you guys with these 3 cards. This is interesting. Let's start here with the wisdom. So I feel like, yeah, you're wanting to maybe gain a little bit more insight or knowledge to this new venture, especially if this deals with your creativity. It's like you're trying to either go back to school, or like you're trying to school yourself in a new area. And this could have to deal with maybe more spiritual as well. For some of you, just gaining a more like higher insight, things like that. But I definitely see you really taking the time to invest in yourself here, like with this wisdom card as well. So that's interesting. Now, the going forward, this makes me think of some type of travel as well. So not only are you moving forward in your life, but I also feel like this is going forward and maybe just exploring more. Maybe this is now your time to start traveling that you've always wanted to do and you haven't had the opportunity because maybe finances were always a little bit of a tough thing. But now, because things seem to be pretty solid, it's like you can go do the things that you've wanted to do, go explore a little bit more, you know, gain a little bit more knowledge here. Now, power. This is interesting because, again, this kind of makes me think of more just your power, like yourself, power over your life, over your situation and your choices, and believing that you are capable of achieving of what you want to achieve. I really keep going back to the believe in yourself message here at the very beginning with the squirrel spirit, in that this is now the time to really take that to heart and believing what you are capable of and actually going forth with it. So whatever it is that you are trying to seek out or trying to do next, like whatever you're wanting to focus on next, it's believing that you are capable of achieving that goal, because clearly you've achieved one goal already. Now it's reshifting that focus to something else. Okay. So let's see. We have strength. We have dreams. And we have empowerment. Okay. So yeah, a lot about just you, like your inner strength, what you're capable of. Your dreams, I just think about like what you've always dreamt of doing. Just kind of like, again, speaking to like your creativity. Yeah, I would definitely say like that's a very strong indication there. Maybe even too, like just with your dreams, just really paying attention to what it is that you are wanting. Like, what have you always wanted to do? What have you always like envisioned yourself doing even when you were a kid, and you haven't been able to do that because, again, maybe just financial circumstances or whatever it may be. But I feel like it's like now's the time, whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, now's the time to do that. And this is where your sense of empowerment and strength are coming from. This is why I feel like all of these strong words like power, empowerment, strength, I feel like all of that is here for a reason, because it's trying to motivate you and remind you that this is what this new moon in Leo energy is trying to gift you. It's trying to empower you with, is being able to go after what you want and knowing that you have the capability to do so. You've already done it here. You've done it. Like that's self-evident right there. It's now being able to just realize that you still have that capability to move forward into the next phase. Okay. All right. So let's see. We have self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. Okay. So yeah, maybe there is a little bit of something holding you back, maybe just from old guilt, or just feeling like you're not 100% capable of doing something for whatever reason. Maybe there's just that doubt that lingers, but this is the time to forgive yourself and realize that no, you do have what it takes. Okay. We have synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. Okay. So yeah, this could be something to pay attention to. If you're seeing synchronicities, these are just like confirmations that your prayers are being answered here. And then we have accept heaven's help. You've prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. Yeah, so if you have secretly just maybe hoped that things would just kind of work themselves out, trust that Spirit and God is listening, okay? That they are trying to do their best to get you to understand that they hear you and that they are reassuring you. You have help and you have assistance. But if anything, I feel like they're just trying to tell you have the capability to get there. Okay. So let's see what additional messages we have here for you guys. Group 2. I think I had one turn over actually. No? I swore I thought one turned over. Oh, well, just for that we get 2. So we have choose wisely, be discerning. You don't have to keep everything in your net. Okay. So you can choose what you want to do here. Okay. This doesn't necessarily have to be go for the first thing that comes up. Like you can obviously make the choices that you need to. And especially this makes me think of like the hanged man energy, like where you kind of feel a little suspended of like, what should I do next? Choose wisely. Give yourself that time to really kind of think things through before you take the next step. Okay. Then we have flow. Let your worries drift away. Yes. Don't have anything that holds you back. Don't feel like, you're not capable. You are. Let's see. Oh, we got one more. Oh, you have dream again. Dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. I'm just going to leave that right there. Yeah, I think this is just, again, confirmation. Chase your dreams, guys. You have what it takes. This is definitely, I think, this energy here from the new moon in Leo is really giving you that green light to start going after your dreams. So Group 2, that's all that I'm seeing for your reading. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and consider giving it a thumbs up, as it truly helps out the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to move on to our final group. Hi, Group 3. So if you selected the Cow Spirit Oracle, then this is going to be your reading. So I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards. We're going to go ahead and go through your Oracle cards soon after. But I wanted to start here and just kind of see what the overall message was for you guys with the new moon in Leo, what it is that it is bringing you this upcoming year. So we're going to take a look here and see what we've got. So for your cards, we have the 6 of Crystals, we have the 4 of Swords in reversed, we have the 8 of Cups, and we have the Emperor in reversed. So for you guys, Group 3, one of the things that I'm really seeing here as far as like the overall energy is I feel like you're at a point where you're not happy. There is a sense of like just almost like unfulfillment. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't mean that you're not happy just with your life, like you're depressed. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it feels like there's a sense of lack of drive or lack of motivation because where you're at is not where you thought you would be, or where you're at it doesn't make you feel like you thought it would make you feel. Okay. And for a lot of you, I feel like this has to deal with the workforce, like with where you're at in your career. And the reason why I say that is because with the Eight of Cups upright and the Emperor here in reverse, this is giving me a sense of like possibly a boss or somebody who's like in an authoritative figure in your work life is not obviously being maybe the nicest, or they're just very I hate to say this, but just very opinionated. They're just very much like expecting unrealistic expectations of you to the point where it's feeling like this just isn't fun anymore. I don't feel fulfilled when I come into work every day. I don't feel like myself. I feel depleted. I feel drained because it's like no matter what I do, it's never good enough. And yet this might have been for some of you like a dream job, a job where you thought that you would be happiest at, but because of maybe management or just whoever is, higher up, they have made it a very toxic work environment for you, or to the point where you just don't feel like you can be happy there anymore. And that's ultimately what I'm seeing here with this energy, especially with the Four of Swords in reverse. This is just that draining feeling, that sense of depletion. When the Four of Swords is upright, it's usually like giving us that time, that green light, like we need to take a break or take a rest. This is in reverse. This is showing that like you've kind of gone back and forth, and it's like no matter what, you just can't seem to catch a break. And the Eight of Cups here really deals with that sense of contemplation. Like, do I continue to do this, or do I walk away and finally choose me and make myself happy? And that's ultimately what I'm seeing here with the Six of Crystals. Now, the Six of Crystals is also known as the Six of Wands in the regular tarot deck, and this represents a sense of victory, a sense of feeling, that you've overcome a great hurdle. And that's what I'm seeing here. So even if this isn't necessarily meaning for you that this has to deal with your job, but this has to deal with some sort of authoritative person in your life that you just feel this way about, like, that just, is it best if I just walk away and choose me? Because that's ultimately what I see here with how you're feeling. And that could be what the energy from the new moon in Leo is bringing to you, is that courage to walk away. Okay. And to choose you. Now, your message here with the cow spirit was that the miracles are endless. So this is a reminder that anything is possible if you believe, or if you so choose. Okay. And that's what I'm seeing here with this Eight of Cups, is that you are going to choose you and your happiness, because this mental anguish that this person, or maybe people, are making you feel, you can't do it anymore. Like you're tired, you're done. There's this mental anguish here that just kind of keeps popping up, or I keep feeling like just that sense of frustration. And it's almost like you can't really say anything or do anything. You just have to show up, or you just have to be there. And so with this card in particular, this is really showing like, no, I think it's time. And obviously only you will know when you're ready, or when you're ready to make some sort of decision. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you cut all ties altogether, but it just means that you're going to choose a different direction than the one that you're currently on. Okay. So let's see what else we have as far as your other messages. Maybe we can get a little bit more clarification with this situation. So we have knowledge. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. Okay. So yeah, just maybe gaining a little bit more insight with this situation to kind of help you make the right decision for yourself. Okay. So this could be maybe talking to others, or maybe just, getting a second opinion about this situation as well. The next one that we have is wisdom. Yep. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. So yeah, you're going to be getting some more info here that I think is going to be very prevalent and helpful for you to make a decision here. A decision is definitely being made, I feel like. We have grace. Grace blessings come to me to set me free. Yeah. Yeah, you want to be released here. There's I think no doubt here that it's time to let go of this situation. We have friendship. Bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter and understanding too. Okay, so maybe confiding in your friends, or maybe this person in your life could be a friend that you need to sever ties with and just find new friends. And then we have abundance, goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. Yes, we all want that abundance, especially with this new moon in Leo. Absolutely. So I'm loving this for you guys. So definitely, again, take what you will here with these messages. I really like what we've got so far here as far as, just getting, I think, just that second opinion to decide ultimately on what you are going to do next. Because ultimately for you guys, I feel like that's really what we have going on here is you feeling empowered or, in charge enough to make the right choice for yourself. Only you will know what to do. But sometimes it might just be helpful to get a second opinion, maybe from friends, talking to friends or loved ones, just to get as much insight as you can before you make a choice for yourself. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we have for your additional messages. So we have moon, feelings, instinct, nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home, family, conditioning, habits, femininity, lineage, privacy, embodiment, emotions, sustenance, self-soothing, moods, and mother. Okay, so these are all the things that kind of fall under what the moon card is, and this deals with our feelings. So our feelings on any of these areas could be something that's highlighted for you guys this next year. We have Mars, action, desire, impulses, courage, force, heat, strength, competition, workouts, excitement, thirst, impatience, anger, leadership, engine, potency, willpower, motor, and sex drive. Next, we have Virgo, the alchemist, and methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, I don't know how to say that, curatorial, critical, nervous, and perfectionist. So sorry that I butchered that, guys. And then we have third house, perception, speech, thought, social media, excursions, dating, siblings, research, street life, circulation, discussion, surroundings, and sociability. Okay, so those are the astrological houses and signs that could be playing an impact for you guys as well. And that energy that could be playing a part with making you or helping you make that decision. Okay. So the next cards that we have let yourself receive, allow others to give you loving care, receive without guilt or apologies. Okay. So this is just, taking maybe that second opinion or listening to what others have to say. Ooh, empowerment. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. Okay. So like I kind of mentioned earlier, this is you stepping into your power here. Don't be afraid of it. You have, I think, the strength to walk away if you need to. And I think you need to remember that, especially during that time of just like, I'm not sure, wanting to get that second opinion kind of a thing. Okay. Time to move on. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Okay, guys, I can't make this stuff up. Absolutely. So this is only giving confirmation here that this might be a time for you to move on. And I think you will know what that means ultimately to move on from something. I can't quite say for sure if it's necessarily a relationship or a job or friendship, but again, take what resonates, because this definitely, I think, is going to hit home for you. Particularly, you will know what it is that you ultimately will need to walk away from. The next one that we have is purification. Okay. Thriving. Potential. And protection. Okay, so let's take a look at these four real quick. So with purification, this is definitely indicating a time to just kind of let go of the old. This is time to start anew, wash away any of that negativity, wash away anything that just doesn't serve you anymore. All this chaos, all this like headache, just no, it's time to just purify yourself, purify your thoughts, and just be done with it. And that's really what this indicates here. As you can see, the rain is just washing away any of this discoloration here on the flower, and it's showing a new, brighter version of that flower. And that's ultimately what is the same for us, especially when we're dealing with something that we just need to purify ourselves from. It's like we need to wash away anything that just isn't for us anymore. Okay. And that's where that's coming in here. Sorry. The next one, thriving. I love this because this is showing that you will thrive. You will do so much better. Okay. You're going to be happier. Think about the cow spirit message here. The miracles are endless. Okay. That is very true here. You will thrive. You will be happier. And I feel like that deep down, like you realize that there is endless possibilities for yourself. You have to be able to trust that you are capable of getting there. Okay. Then we have potential. Again, remembering what your full potential is really what I think your overall message here is just no matter what somebody says or how they might treat you, that their definition does not define you. You define you. And you have to realize what your ultimate potential is in this situation. Okay. And knowing your worth. Protection. Okay. Not only, I think, does this mean protecting your emotions or your physical self, but this is just protecting, I think, your sanity too. Like I said, with that Four of Swords here in reverse, this really kind of highlights that just anguish, that anxiety, just that depletion of energy. Like you just can't seem to shake it, or you can't seem to really rest or let the situation go because it's just so present in your life. This is about protecting yourself and what makes you happy, and knowing that you need to put yourself first here. Okay. And only you can really look out for yourself in that situation. And I think for many of you, once it gets to that point, or once you're able to see that, then maybe things will start to get a little bit easier for you to make a decision on what you want to do next. Okay. All right. So for your last oracle cards, we have family. I love that. We have life purpose. We have home. And we have compassion. Oh, I love this. Okay, so you guys have a lot of really nice cards. Okay, so family. I love this. I feel like your family is definitely going to be a point that you can rely on. One of the things that we talked about with knowledge is talked about let the knowledge of ancestors flow. Not only is this like looking inward, like to maybe spirit, or reaching out to your loved ones who are no longer here for maybe guidance. But I feel like this is also going to be more like you stepping in and talking with your loved ones, having them give you maybe a second opinion, or just sharing with them what your concerns are, and having them kind of guide you a little bit more during this process. And I think it's going to be what you are able to recharge yourself a little bit more, kind of like recharge your strength, because of how much your family believes in you. Okay. I feel like your family, your home life is where your sense of security is. That's where you feel the safest. That's where you feel like the strongest here. And being able to recharge yourself there is what's going to help you empower you that much more to be able to walk away here. I think to life purpose, I love this card because this is really kind of stepping into what is your life purpose. This might be that question that you ask yourself, what do I do now? What's my next step? Especially if this has to deal with your career. If you're in a career that you thought you would be in for the rest of your life because you thought this is what was going to make you happy, but unfortunately it just doesn't do it for you anymore. You don't feel as fulfilled as you once did. This is that time for you to reevaluate and to really look into what it is that you really want to do next. And like I said, some of the answers might be with your family, with your friends, and just talking to them. Because obviously they know you best, and just kind of helping you navigate through your next chapter and what it is that you're wanting to do. Now, the compassion card here makes me think of just being compassion with yourself, showing that, you are capable of so much, and reminding yourself of that. And I know it can be easier said than done, especially when we're kind of in the thick of it, because we have a hard time seeing the positive when everything seems so chaotic or just so toxic, if you will, around us. And we can sometimes forget to be compassionate to ourselves, you know, during those times. So I look at this as just giving yourself that, you know, little bit of grace, if you will, during this time as you start to figure out what your next step is going to be. Okay, now let's take a look here. I want to give you guys some additional messages before we end this reading. So let's see any additional messages for my group 3s, what the new moon in Leo is bringing them. All right, so we have ambition. Set your sights beyond the horizon. Yeah, what's your ambition? You know, like that's what we're figuring out. Or what you guys are going to be figuring out here. I love that. Let's see, your next one we have is patience. The tide will come in when it's ready. So, okay, might not want to necessarily hear that, but, you know, give yourself a little bit of patience here. Remember that things will unfold and, you know, present themselves when they are meant to. You just kind of have to be patient in the meantime, okay? But maybe focus on what your ambitions are. Be a little bit more focused on that. Okay, we have these last two. We have rescue, help others in need, or ask for assistance when you need it. Okay, yeah, so definitely ask. That's what I'm seeing here. Ask. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay, and then we have optimism. After each rainstorm, there will be clear skies. Okay, so try to remain optimistic. I know it's easier said than done. I get that. But I feel like you guys have, again, the capability to do so. And you guys you're on your way. You know, this is just an obstacle, I feel like, to really empower you, to really get you to this victory point here with that 6 of Wands. Okay. Cause this is where I see you. It's funny because I feel like in almost all the readings, it was almost like we read backwards a little bit. It was like, I was getting the full story here with the tarot cards. And then always the first card was kind of like, this is endgame. So it's very interesting here, especially with you guys too, because as I see here with this victory, this is you overcoming this obstacle. This is you stepping into your power, into you, the real you, and actually doing what you want and feeling that sense of fulfillment again with whatever you choose to do. So group 3, that was your reading. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and consider giving it a thumbs up, as it truly helps out the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.